Hey guys, Mike here. So I'm actually making this for my team so that we can better closely monitor all the clients that we're managing. And I'm also probably going to release this to the Facebook group community. So what we're looking at here is calling the document Corona Variables for PPC. As you guys know, there are a ton of things changing on Amazon, and there's a lot to monitor to make sure that we are making the best decisions for our ad spend and cash flow right now. So broken it down into three main variables. The three main variables are the following. Is your product a high demand product or is your product a low demand product? Right now in this given, we call it crisis that we're all in, is this product high demand or low demand? Are people purchasing it or are people not purchasing it right now? For example, baby supplies and home cleaning supplies, that might be high demand, whereas low demand could be outdoor, like bike accessories or whatever the case may be. So that's the first variable. Next variable, high stock or low stock. Do you have stock in hand? Do you have plenty of stock in hand? Or are you running low on stock? And we have defined low stock as less than 30 days in stock. Okay, guys? So that's the second variable. The third stock variable is whether or not there's delayed prime or normal prime shipping. So as you guys know, and probably have heard already, prime shipping has been kind of disrupted because a lot of the products are not being shipped on time. There's a delayed prime of up to 30 days that we're seeing right now. Even normal prime has been delayed by a couple of days. So what we are defining as normal prime now is more like 3 to 4 days of prime shipping. Sometimes in certain cases it might be 2 days still, but let's just say 3 to 4 days in prime shipping, and then delayed prime shipping is up to 30 days right now. So all of these things are going to impact your PPC and how you want to adjust your strategy right now in this time of difficult changes going on across the board. So all of these variables, let's go through them one by one. And once again, these are just going over some basic things to think about and how to think about monitoring your ad spend right now. There could be other variables that come into play. This may or may not make sense to you. So just take this with a grain of salt and definitely look to see how this can be applied to your business, and then look into your individual needs and adjust as needed. Okay, so we have high demand and then plus high stock and normal prime. So this means you have really good demand right now, you have lots of stock, and you have really good fast shipping time. This is a great opportunity to increase your ad spend and to go for it and be aggressive. So if you can afford that, go ahead and increase your ad spend. Notice how this is the only scenario where I recommend increasing your ad spend. Let's go through the others. Next, we have a high demand product that has low stock and normal prime shipping. So in this scenario, you have something that's selling really well right now, but you don't have much stock in hand, and let's assume that you're not getting stock for quite some time. This is definitely a scenario where I would reduce ad spend, and I would save some of that cash and put it elsewhere in my business right now, because you're going to sell out of stock anyway. Might as well do it and conserve a little bit on your ad spend. Next, we have high demand, then we have high stock plus delayed prime. Oops, just made a little mistake there. Okay. High demand plus high stock and delayed prime. So this basically means your product is selling really well, you have a lot of stock, but unfortunately now there's a delayed prime of 30 days or more, which could definitely hurt your conversion rate. We are still monitoring that to see if this is going to hurt conversion rates. I'm assuming it is going to hurt conversion rates. So if you have high demand product with a high stock and delayed prime, monitor your conversion rates and then also reduce your ad spend as needed. If your conversion rates goes down, you guys know that the ACOS goes up. So I want you to make sure that you monitor that situation to see whether or not it's worth continuing to be aggressive on your PPC or not. You may want to reduce your ad spend if you've noticed your conversion rate is going down. Next, we have low stock plus delayed prime and high demand. So super high demand product with low stock and delayed prime. I put a monitor here. So just kind of keep an eye on this and see. You're going to run out of stock eventually, but that might be offset by the delayed prime and the conversion rates. So definitely monitor this situation. And then if you have to, reduce your ad spend. More than likely, you're probably going to reduce your ad spend because it has the delayed prime and you have low stock. So more than likely, I would reduce ad spend in this situation. Okay, let's move over to the low demand column. Now, these are the products that are just not in demand right now because people are thinking in a different mindset. Perhaps they will get back to purchasing these products in the near future. We hope very soon. So it's definitely something you want to monitor on a regular basis. But low demand, let's go through it. Low demand with high stock and normal prime. So these are the ones that you have lots of, but there's low demand right now. In this situation, I would consider reducing ad spend. I would also consider reallocating some of my budget away from things like sponsored brand ads, put my budget towards things that are working really well, so I'm not wasting money on needless ad spend. In this situation, I would also definitely go ahead and I would, do some campaign optimization, some bid optimization, all of that. And we're going to have a separate video on the bid optimization and campaign optimization strategies that I'd go about doing right now. Next, we have low demand with low stock and normal prime. So low demand products that are low in stock but have normal prime. Once again, I would consider reducing your ad spend because you're low in stock and there's also lower demand. So I wouldn't. You can monitor this and see how it does, but overall, I think reducing your ad spend would be the way to go. Next scenario: low demand with high stock and delayed prime. That sounds like a pretty crappy scenario because there's low demand for the product, but there's high stock and there's also a delay in the time. So consider reducing prices and reducing your ad spend. This is just to help get rid of some of that stock to keep the velocity going as best you can. And also reducing your ad spend because there's low demand right now and there's also delayed prime. So we have to keep all of this into consideration. So if we're allocating our budget and we're trying to preserve our cash flow, I would consider in this scenario reducing ad spend. Next, I believe this is the worst combination. Low demand, low stock, and delayed prime. So there's low demand, low stock, and delayed prime. Maybe you should just scratch this product altogether. Hopefully it will come around soon. But in this situation, I would consider pausing or reducing ad spend. All right, guys. So once again, this is just a general scenario that you may come across while managing your PPC. And you want to take this information and then apply it. And definitely there could be so many different variables across all the different businesses. So this is just one way that we're going about troubleshooting the scenario that we're in right now. Everyone stay safe. I love you, honor you. I appreciate you. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me anywhere, Mike at ppcentourage.com or the Entourage seller community. Take care.